Hello everyone, my name is Drunken Sailor, also known as Anar, for Fortnite and Reddit. As you can tell from my intro, I am a Ranger Deadeye main. And that's what we're here to talk about today, since Fortnite rolled out with their patch 4.2 with the Perk Recombobulator. So I'll go ahead and jump into how you can re-roll your guns to better fit the new system that has affected Ranger Deadeye. Now, as you can tell, the whole crit chance system has switched over to crit rating, affecting your guns entirely different. Not to mention, you can only carry 2 either crit chance or crit damage perks now into your gun, or 1 of each. So to better suit your pistols, I'm going to show you a new and better way to do even more damage pre 4.2 into this video. And we're going to start off with the most popular gun in my opinion, because it is my favorite pistol in the game, no matter what. And that's going to be the Thrasher. I pretty much have everything down to key on the perks on how I want it and how it does insane amount of damage, and I'm going to explain why. For your first perk, you want it to be damage just to increase the raw amount of damage it does. And actually, I should probably go into modify perks so you can see what else there is to roll. You want to go damage. You could do crit rating, but because there is a interestingly hard cap for pistols, you only want 1 crit rating roll. And you're probably wondering why I'm not going to go with the crit damage when I already have my crit rating up. When it comes to an SMG pistol, it really doesn't matter. You just want to do that flat, secure damage instead of hoping for that crit. I go with the magazine size over reload, durability, or weapon stability, as for obvious reasons that White Sushi on Reddit has explained. In long term, magazine size is just by far more damage overall. On this one, I have energy, and I eventually want to have every element to the gun. Got the crit rating, and as you can see, we are at the crit chance for being 4.6.5. Now, you're probably thinking this is really low, but this is pretty much where you want to be for a gun that's fully automatic. And with it having such a high fire rate, you're going through bullets so quickly that you're going to get those crit chances no matter what. You're doing an insane amount of damage. It's fine. You're doing I'm doing 40,000 damage per second. That's pretty big. That's a lot. And then for my last roll, I obviously chose afflicted targets because my non-changeable roll is it causes affliction for 6 seconds, and that is the most powerful roll you can possibly get for almost any gun. And I'm going to explain that to you when we get to one of my other pistols that I'm going to get to. But this is pretty much, in my eyes, the perfect roll for a Thrasher. The only thing different that you can change out of this to, better suit your needs is the crit rating. If you're not really too big of a fan of the crit rating, go damage. The damage is insane. Or if you use it close range, you can even do the headshot damage, because it's super easy with this gun to do headshot damage. But to be more safe, I would do damage if you're not going to do crit rating. But I suggest crit rating on a Thrasher. It significantly increases the damage. Now we're going to jump on to the next gun, and that's going to be my second favorite gun. Now, I don't have this one perfected because it does take a lot to really get into re-rolling everything perfectly, and I couldn't really do anything to this. And this is the Herald. A lot of people hate this gun, but let me tell you, this gun is great for mass killing mobs, especially for SSDs. This is like a mini packed rocket launcher with a much higher durability. Now for this gun, what you're going to do to make this gun useful, because it doesn't do a lot of damage if it doesn't crit, and that's going to be, and I got to change it myself, you're going to want to change this to crit rating. and that'll increase it just, I think it'll put it at the same 46.5. It might be a little bit higher. You won't reload because now that our crit chance is going to be a lot lower, we can't focus on crit damage as much. You're going to want to shoot quicker. But if you think about it in a way, it's still really good compared to a rocket launcher because there is a lot bigger on the durability. It's a lot better. And then I'm going to go with every single element depending on, you know, which element's popping out. Just do that extra damage. And now this is the biggest one, which, excuse me for making this video and not knowing yet because I'm still testing this one out, is either keeping just one crit chance and doing one crit damage for that huge damage when it crits, or doing crit rating. This one's still up in the air for me. And at the moment, I made a mistake this morning because I was wide awake. I mean, I woke up super early. I wasn't wide awake. I was super sleepy. And I did damage to miss monsters. I should have done Affliction because this one came with Affliction. My bad. You want Affliction damage increase because it's big. And now we're going to go on. These are getting shorter descriptions because now that we got the first one done, I can better just tell you which guns are going to be best for each role. We're going to do the Whisper next. And I believe it's going to be this one. Okay. This is another one that I'm still working on, of course, because I want to perfect it. At the moment, I want this one to be my energy one because I'm going to work on this one being full legendaried out after my Thrasher, or probably before my Thrasher. So, with this being said, you're going to want pure damage. Just want pure damage. Actually, no, I'm going to stick to it. You want pure damage. Because this gun is so accurate that it's super easy to hit headshots. And this is the one that's different from the Herald and the Thrasher that I explained. And that's going to be, for this perk, for this row, you're going to want your damage increase. Get that damage up. Magazine size, of course. As I said before, what White Sushi said, best to have magazine size. Reload's nice, but this gun only takes 2.5 seconds to reload. And this is going to increase your clip size. It's already at 18, and I still got to upgrade it, so it's going to be probably 22. I'm going to switch it to energy just for now until I have my other ones to make different elements for more damage. Now, this is the big one right here. This is the one you want to change to headshot damage. Because you can't change this one to headshot damage, unfortunately. But you want this one headshot damage. That 40% is huge. It's going to do tons amount of damage. And then you have your last perk, which obviously is going to be the 30% damage to afflicted targets. This is going to be really effective against any missed monsters because once you do your first bullet hit, you got that damage increase from the affliction that I have onto the gun. Super simple. Now the difference that I'm explaining to you right now from 4.2 and before 4.2 is that you're no longer going to want to stack crit chance. Or you don't want any crit chance at all because some guns just don't benefit from it at all. And by that, I mean any gun that is a single shot gun and not fully automatic and you're not burning through ammo like crazy, you're just going to want pure raw damage. And now, my next gun uses the mishaps. The next gun, another insanely power gun. Now this one is up in the air for me, mostly because with one roll of crit chance, or crit rating I should say, it goes up to like 56% crit chance, and then you can do a crit damage. So this one in either one crit chance, one crit damage, increase those, that gets you an insane shot, or you can do what I have right now, which is damage. This is what I'm going to keep for my gun. The weapon stability is going to change because you don't need weapon stability for a single shot gun. You're going to want, I believe it's reload actually. Come on, I get this. So we're going to want, yeah, we're going to want reload. There's really, it has 7 shots. It has a really slow firing rate. Once you go through those, you're going to want to just reload right away. This gun does not benefit, in my opinion, to magazine size. It's only going to go up by like 5 magazine size, increasing it to 12 bullets. I'd rather just quick reload because this bald eagle is pretty much a husk slayer, one-shotting husk mostly. Maybe 2 or 3 shots with a smasher depending on your level, but yes. And then you have the headshot damage. Again, single shotguns, you want the headshot damage, especially because it's so easy to hit a headshot with a bald eagle. And then we have the damage to afflicted targets. Now, I know I said that this gun one-shots mist monsters. With the exception of the smashers, those, they won't one-shot. But once you shoot it one headshot into this smasher, your next headshot is most likely going to kill it because of that huge damage increase from afflicting it. Not to also mention that your teammates are going to be shooting this smasher too because they want it down. And with how easy it is to get affliction into any type of gun, that smasher's already afflicted. So that damage increase is going to happen pretty much instantly. So there you go for that gun. I love this bald eagle. Now for the next gun, this is going to be really difficult. Dragon's Breath. This is going to be a really hard gun to get used to, and I still got to work with it. But my assumption for this, because a lot of people do like this gun, it does an insane amount of damage, is you're going to want to do the crit rolls. Because this gun doesn't have a lot of shots. You got to reload it constantly. It's super annoying. So I am going to eventually change this to be crit rating for both. It sounds weird, but I'd rather just do crit rating. It just increases the damage. If things happen where it just doesn't work out, then change the damage isn't high enough, because this thing should be able to 2-3 shot a smasher. If it doesn't work out, change one of the crit ratings to being crit damage, and you're just fine. But everything else, perfect. Also, reload speed, because you only get 2 shots. You're gonna want reload speed to quickly go through this gun. Very important. And then lastly, that I'm gonna explain to you is gonna be the bolt, because that's another one of my favorite guns. I know I have the Jackal. The Jackal is going to be exactly similar to the Whisper. To the T. 100% similar. There's nothing else different. That's why I'm not going to get into it. The Bolt I do need to get into because that I find really important. And that's going to be... you're going to... get into it now. You're going to want to have damage for the first roll. Then you're going to want to have magazine size for the second roll. Element, whatever to your desire. I'm going to prefer energy on this gun because I'm not going to want to change it. Your next roll, right now it's headshot damage. I'm changing this to the crit rating. I want to be able to crit on this gun. It already has 215% crit hit damage. I want it to be crit rating. And that should boost it to a little over 50%. And it pierces targets. That's perfect. Then you have the damage to afflicted targets, because clearly I have causing affliction. And that's it for the Bolt pretty much. It pierces targets. Now that I've gotten through all of these guns, the next thing I'm going to suggest, or not suggest, but throw out there, I use the... I'm going to go to it now because I forgot the name. I'm sorry. Trail Blaster. I use Trail Blaster Buzz because some of my guns, I want to rely on it doing the crit chance. So I'm going to use her. You can also use another Ranger Deadeye. If you don't want to do any crit chance, go with the pure damage. It's still really good, but I rely and I like Trail Blaster Buzz way more than I do having a second Deadeye. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you have any comments as to my advice to do more damage than 4.2 release, please go ahead and leave a comment so I may reply to you, and I appreciate it. If you're on Reddit, I would appreciate an upvote. If you're going through the YouTube channel, a like would be amazing. Thank you guys, and I'm out.